Hello, everyone. If you turn on any news station, open a newspaper, or go to news online, you will hear and read about immigration. The big story now is that people from Mexico are trying to cross the border, and we thought it good to discuss what is going on and how it might impact you and your immigration plans. I'm Raluca and Nina. I provide immigration, family law, and estate planning legal services, and I'm here with my office and marketing manager, Nina Clear. And as usual, we thank you for your likes and shares and comments as they help others to see our videos.
Okay, so just to clarify, it's not people who are Mexican as much as people who are in Mexico right now.
That's
right.
right.
Let's talk about that caravan.
Yes. We know that the majority of people that are coming in, that are in the caravan, are from Honduras, which is a country very crime-ridden and has one of the highest murder rates in the world. But they were also joined by people from Guatemala and El Salvador. There were estimates of 7,000 to 10,000 people, but the president of Honduras said that 7,000 headed back home, so the numbers are not entirely clear.
Okay. Do we know why so many came together?
Yes, migrants are often kidnapped and forced into human slavery, so joining together in one big group offers more protection for them for the trip.
And I know we talked about this before, but can you explain about asylum?
Sure. So asylum is when people fear violence in their home countries and request asylum in the U.S. They are not coming here illegally. So there is international law that says that the U.S. must hear asylum claims from those who say they fear violence in their home countries. So the United States laws allow these people to come and ask for asylum. And of course, there is a process and they have to be approved, but they have to be allowed to have the opportunity to apply for it. These people must be fleeing due to serious fear of persecution. So under international law, they are considered refugees.
And some people say, well, the ones that come in illegally, so they don't cross at a border crossing, right? They're still, when they apply for asylum, they're still given that ability because of the international law. So
exactly,
they're not illegal, in quotes,
yes,
right?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So there's been a huge change because we had Trump elected and his rhetoric against immigration is very strong. And then he put Jeff Sessions in as the Attorney General,
yes,
who was also very strong against immigrants and immigration.
Apparently not enough.
Right, not enough. Poor him. Wham, wham. But now we've moved to a new guy, Whitacre.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think him being put in place is going to impact immigration?
It could, although Whitacre, who has not been confirmed by the Senate, is not constitutionally empowered to take action under any federal law. So including the regulations that puts the Attorney General in charge of the immigration courts.
Which is huge.
It is huge. Basically, he cannot operate at this time.
Right. Okay. So now, recently, this administration did issue a new policy about asylum, specifically to limit this caravan, right?
Yes. Yes, but it was immediately challenged in courts, and there is actually an injunction that has been issued, meaning that it cannot be enforced until further hearings.
Okay, so what's going on with the caravan right now?
So the caravan stopped at the U.S.-Mexican border. There was documentary this morning on the public radio and they were talking about a lot of people being in Tijuana and other closed cities there. And I think on Saturday, Trump said that he and the incoming Mexican Interior Minister, Olga Sanchez Cordero, had reached an agreement called Remain in Mexico, where Mexico would keep the immigrants. But now Mrs. Sanchez Cordero is denying there was any such agreement. So we don't know what's going to happen.
And I see a lot of people in comments on Facebook and different places that they're like, Mexico's offering asylum. They should just stay there. So is that true?
I have only seen it that it was claimed that Mexico agreed to allow the people to remain in Mexico while their asylum claims were being worked through the immigration courts in the U.S. And this morning I heard some report the same on the public radio saying that some people did apply for asylum in Mexico, but then they came back and they say there was no agreement, that they could not condone migration to Mexico. So currently the president of Mexico had said that he will deport any who were in a dispute at the border with the U.S. Customs where the tear gas was thrown. But a new Mexican president is being sworn in on Saturday, so they may change things going forward.
So it kind of sounds like a confusing mess, and there's no clear answers.
It is.
Yeah, and everything's really pretty much undecided.
That's right. Several sources have said that President Trump is playing hardball in order to get his wall funded. However, several human rights organizations, including Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, are condemning the U.S. for spraying children and disabled children with tear gas. I hope that they stop this aggressive engagement with those who aren't fighting or capable to protect themselves. And honestly, I think anyone who suggests this is okay should question their humanity in the end. I mean, you cannot say that you are a Christian or opposed to abortion and child abuse, and yet